They talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness. They talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness. They talking all of this madness.
All right, what's up, everybody? You are listening to the Matt Manners Wrestling Podcast live on YouTube. I'm your host, Alo Aaron Lloyd. I'm with my guy, X2 Fly Eric Biggie. How you doing, babe?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing great. I'm doing good. So, as always, subscribe on all podcast platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, and Stitcher. And Ringside Collectibles, use promo code MMAN to save 10% off your order. A lot of good things to use that promo code for as of today, and then you guys will see throughout the rest of the weekend. All right, so we got the most busiest, fun time of the year, I think, for both of us. WrestleMania season is here. WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's always like the toughest thing to do because it's always so much going on during the weekend. And I kind of want to start us off with a little fun before we kind of like get into the context of the weekend. So, do you have any what are your fondest memories of like WrestleMania weekend personally?
Man, well, so obviously the easy response would be the two I've attended. I think it's one of those. It's a common drug that's discussed more year in and year out over the past 10 years. FOMO is real. I literally, with this week, I'm excited. I'm excited to be a wrestling fan and sit back at home, watch it, ignore the rest of the world. However, I'm like sitting there like, man, how good of a time it was it last year. And it's like, at the same time, I'm just like, man, I wish I did a little bit more. And I think back of 8 or so years ago in New Orleans and think, same thing. Like, oh man, what a good time. But like live wrestling, always a good time. I did go to SmackDown about a month ago. First live show since Mania. So almost a year, 11 months later, April 7th of 24 to March 7th of 23. Long turnaround, but yeah, definitely, I'm excited. And just the unpredictability of it all, really looking forward to, the build, we could say was a little weird this year, but however, I'm looking forward to everything. I don't feel like I know how night one's going to go, night two is going to go. And that's exciting. And that's always what we always say is the best part of being a fan.
Yeah. So of course the times that we did go, those were fun. The first time when I was with Passion Prep, we had a good time in Florida. We did have a good time. New Orleans alone was amazing. Me personally, when it comes to WrestleMania weekend, I would do as much less wrestling stuff as possible. That's just me because you get overwhelmed. So it's kind of like cool to be a tourist, but not do all the wrestling stuff. Other than if you want to go to cons or WWE World or it was Access at the time, that's fine. But try to just enjoy your time. And if you don't get wrestled out, that's on you. But me personally, I got wrestled out. Next year, it actually is in New Orleans. Unfortunately, I'm 99.9% sure that I will not be able to go. But I'll do anything in the world if anybody could find me this woman. Find me this woman. Find me this woman. Because the highlight of that trip was just sitting in that lobby bar at a mall. At a mall. It was nothing better than that. I did have
fumble. You should have got those overalls.
They did not fit me properly.
Do you know how many wears I've gotten out of them? I've got my money's worth.
A lot. You sure have. You almost got me drunk enough to do something crazy like that. Despite my blackout moment where I almost killed somebody, that was probably one of the best times I had in my life. Just sitting in that lobby bar, having the time of my life. And we ate amazing. We ate amazing.
Great.
That Pig Mac, I still got the picture on my phone of that Pig Mac that I had.
Do you know how many people I've suggested that pizza place to on Bourbon Street?
I think I got there late. I think me and my brother had just got there, and you guys had already eaten that pizza. I'm almost positive.
Well, we went back there at least twice, but they had this like barbecue pork with cinnamon apples on it sliced that was amazing. Bees, Joey, and another Joe friend of ours all went to the Super Bowl. I suggested all of them to go there. They loved it. My buddy Bo went there last year. I suggested it. He loved it. My buddy Oscar is there right now, and I sent him a suggestion yesterday, and he's like, I'll make it there. But yeah, the pizza was good. And, speaking of like wrestling, but like doing stuff like unwrestling related, obviously Mania last year was in our backyard being in Philly. Night one, I didn't attend, but I did watch it at, friend of the show, Suplex Philly, rest in peace, which the store is closed at the moment. But I did watch it there for night one. And, Carmelo Hayes was there, watch, good portion of the show with us. And I'm sitting there. I was watching the ladder match with him. And I'm like, man, I was watching the ladder match for the first time since. And I was like, man, there's a lot of stuff I didn't pick up on the gear but again, just, socializing. And I don't think I really went back and watched all of episode night one until last week. And, definitely it's just one of those things. You always, if you're busy, distracted, you miss things. And definitely why WrestleMania is so rewatchable usually.
Yeah, definitely, because I was very upset that I didn't see Carmelo because that's my guy, and I would have definitely partaked in your activities. It's only then in the beach was the only I would have partaken.
Chris from Suplex pulled me aside. He said, "Et, I've known you for over 10 years. I've offered you 1,000 times. I've seen you say yes twice." I was like, Kalani Melon? Yeah, I'm in.
Exactly. You can't say no. And for everybody watching on YouTube, this is that sandwich I've been talking. It's called a Pig Mac.
Yep.
I love it. I've been talking about it for 7 years. And mind you, Bourbon Street with wrestling fans, fun. On a normal day, it's the ghetto. But everybody enjoy next year. I do remember one time. I thought about this when I was at work today. One time, the weekend of WrestleMania 17, I had a judo tournament, right? So this was when WWF The Music Volume 5 came out. So I had this judo trip. We had a tournament. I believe it was in Philly or Buffalo. And my mom always chaperoned or whatever. So I always ask my mom, like, hey, can you bring my CD player? Right? So I come home because the judo club was in the school. So I get out of school, I go to the store, get a snack or whatever. I come back to the school, my mom's there or whatever. And first of all, shout to my mom. Shout
out to your mom. I was just about to say.
Shout to mom. So I see her. I was so excited because it's like, CD just came out, whatever. Like, hey, did you bring my CD player? She said, oh my God, no, I forgot. And I crashed out. I lost it. I was so upset. And like my mom, like, she's standing on business. Like my mom is super nice, but like, don't like fuck her over or whatever. So she was like, oh, really? So, okay. So I was going to order the pay-per-view for you, but no pay-per-view for you at all. No wrestling for a week. I was like, oh my God, mom, no. I'm sorry. You know what she said to me?
Shut up, bitch.
Thank you. So it was a rough weekend for me. So like I missed the pay-per-view and I missed Raw. And I might have caught SmackDown that week. So that memory popped up into my head this while I was at work today. So I wanted to share
all these years that never came up.
Yeah, that popped up in my head today. So guys, we got WrestleMania weekend coming up this week on Saturday and Sunday.
Hours away.
And then we got WrestleMania SmackDown, and the Hall of Fame's at 1 a.m. I saw, which is crazy.
For us, it is.
Yeah, which is wild. But we'll start with night one. We'll start with night one with the main event: Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. And I guess there are some big stakes now. It's kind of, I guess Paul Heyman's kind of like hanging in the balance when you want to say that. Paul Heyman's on the line, and
he's on a pole
to some extent. So give me your thoughts on this entire thing and your final prediction for this match.
Man, it's exciting. There's several ways to look at how it goes. My prediction, my hope is CM Punk gets to live his dream. He main events night one, WrestleMania. I hope he goes over. I don't really got too much else to say. I do hope whoever wins this match is challenging for a belt at Backlash.
So for me, when it comes to that, I'm up in the air because we know the favor ended up being that Heyman being Punk's corner, and we all know that Heyman he's kind of loyal to his guys, but he's kind of like in a rock and a hard place. And what Roman said on Raw Monday night was factual. You know, Paul was trying to help, but Roman was like, "I don't need no help. I need you to do that. I need you to sit there and throw a favor out. I don't need any help." And Roman's kind of right to an extent. He's not wrong, but Paul was just trying to help him out a little bit. And Paul, being a man of his word, you know, he's going to stick to his word and help out and give CM Punk that favor. And of course, the internet did its job, and they dug up a promo of Heyman saying in 2013 that one day you'll main event WrestleMania and I'm gonna walk down that ramp with you. I'm not sure if you saw that or not.
Yeah.
The internet did its job and they found that. So that was good storytelling and good callbacks for WWE and the internet. And it's tough because now even Seth's throwing in the whole fact of, hey, I didn't stomp you. You owe me a favor. So it's like, where does Heyman loyalty lie? And Rollins had a line saying, look, you owe me a favor, but you're not a man of your word. So is he going to fulfill his deal, fulfill Rollins, or he's already doing Punk's deal by being on his corner? Doesn't mean he's going to help him win. And then at the same time, is he going to be Lord of Roman Reigns? Because we saw this happen with Roman and Paul in 2022 when it came to
Royal Rumble
with Brock. You know, Heyman went with Brock and then cost Brock the title, and he went back with Roman. So it was a lot that could actually come out of this. And I said, I think the feud of the summer is going to be Roman Reigns and CM Punk. It's just a fact of how do we actually get there and how we get Rollins out of this. So when in doubt for me, I think I'm just going to go with Roman Reigns because I think CM Punk is just happy to be in the main event because, as we know, in the infamous Colt Cabana pod, his whole thing was just main event in WrestleMania. He didn't care if he won. He just won the main event. And ironically, he talked about a triple threat with Rock and Cena at the time. And this is what that is actually going to be, a triple threat. So I'm in doubt, so I'm going to go with Roman in this one. And I think Roman and Punk will be the biggest feud of the summer. So who are you going with? Is he going with Punk?
I'm sticking with Punk for sure.
Okay.
Speaking of the internet, I love the mashup of this is how Saturday Night plays out, and it's Heyman's hitting Roman with the mace from the 31 feud before his match with Brock. Then it's him taking the kendo stick to Punk from that same 2013 timeline, and then it's in the cage shaking hands with Seth.
Yeah, because actually another thing that happened was the betting odds changed and Seth Rollins became the favorite to win the match. So it's a lot of intrigue in this match. So I'm actually looking forward to it and see what comes out of it, because for the main event, this is going to be huge. So I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns since I'm in doubt. Now
it will be cinema.
Oh, absolutely. Something big's going to happen, especially since it's main event. Now the match.
Ryback might be added as a fourth.
We don't need that. All right. So the match I believe that's going to open the show is for the heavyweight championship of the world. Jey Uso challenging Gunther. What do you got for me?
I'm taking it. So me, deuces. Come on.
All right.
Jey Uso.
Yeah. So I'm actually this too, because I think there's a few things wrong with this. Well, two things. So I think Jey Uso made his decision way too early. And we all know that WrestleMania is way farther out this year than it usually is. It's usually 2 to 3 weeks earlier. So with Jey Uso declaring who he was facing earlier, it got a longer build, but the longer build wasn't needed and it wasn't as great. It's been good the last 3 or 4 weeks because we got Jimmy involved and Gunther just flat out destroying Jimmy. And Gunther cut an amazing promo to open up Raw, which I thought was great. Cole talked about he's on an interview with Gunther. Gunther came right out immediately, even told Cole to get in the ring right now. And talked about that how he was in control that entire time. So, What are your thoughts on the whole build? And do you think that Jay made his decision way too
anything,
early?
It has its nitpicks. Do I think the character Jey Uso made the pick too soon? Yeah, but I mean that's what the story was given. That's what the writers told him to do. So I mean, I'm not going to overthink it. I do think, and more proof than anything, I'd argue, now obviously he's doing great work as a heel, but I feel like last year Chad Gable should have beat Gunther. He should have been the one to win the IC title. So I feel like they kind of pulled the cord on that. We can name plenty of people through the 90s and the 2000s that like they didn't push them when they should have. If Jay goes 0-4 against this man, all gas is done and gone. The build not perfect. I really didn't see him being in the world title picture this year. I know he's not main eventing, but I did not see him winning the Royal Rumble. I did not see him challenging for the world title. I thought he was going to win the IC title again. Maybe you just think about all these guys that like are synonymous kind of as like, I don't want to say, be demeaning and say like a mid-carder or a B-plus guy, but like they're great wrestlers and they've had great multiple runs with the IC title. I just thought that's kind of what we would get from him. But I'm like, he's there. He's where he's at. This is huge. I'm a fan. I love him. I hope he wins. I think it'll be a huge fumble if he doesn't.
Yeah, so I agree. I think because remember we talked about Jey Uso winning. We were all shocked. We all thought it was Cena. We couldn't believe.
How many times we weren't here predicting the IC title win?
Yeah, but that's it. We thought Cena was going to be the one to win the Royal Rumble match. So Jey Uso was a complete surprise, and like the way Gunther's been positioned for the world title, he hasn't had much to work with. In the world heavyweight title, I can make an argument that's kind of been diminished back to what it used to be, like a super intercontinental title to an extent. But I think
nobody's made it as important as Seth did.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is actually going to be a really good match. And I think the moment is going to be huge because Jey Uso even talked about, I'm not scared of you anymore, Us. And I think he's going to actually rise. I think he's going to rise to the occasion and actually put on an excellent performance. And I can't wait for this match. And I do think Jey Uso will become the heavyweight champion of the world. Yeet. All right. So, next match, it's messy time. So first of all, we gonna salute Ludwig Kaiser because this man became the biggest baby face in the world of wrestling and did absolutely positively nothing. So salute to Ludwig Kaiser. We all knew it was Cat. We all knew it was just retaliation by Ashley Flair. So Tiffany Stratton defended her women's championship against Charlotte Flair. What if I told you that I have like exclusive footage from Triple H, like from backstage?
Let's see it.
Let's see it. Okay, give me 1 second to pull this up. From his reaction from that promo.
It's going to be Hall of Fame worthy.
That was his reaction. That was his reaction because my God, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this because everybody was talking about how everything was off the rails with these two. I think their pull apart was right. The Swans, Tiffany doing the Swanton on the stage was amazing. But the interaction, they've been wild. I don't know if they don't. I guess they don't get along or whatever. Look, this has just been a complete mess.
And before, nobody gave a rat's ass about this match until it went off the rails in that promo.
Well, it went off the rail. It just didn't work before. It's like before it was like, okay, I don't know that they don't have any good. They don't like each other. They don't have good chemistry or whatever. But then after that promo, it's like, wow, okay, this is getting wild. And this is getting messy. WWE even cut out the parts about the divorce and Kaiser, and this is just things just hit the fan.
WWE is no fun.
Yeah, so I have no doubt. Like, this is the match I'm looking forward to the most because Charlotte.
What? Night one?
Yes, it really is.
You're looking forward to this more than the triple threat.
I am.
Tiffy retains. I'm so not looking. I'm like cool. I don't even think it's going to be in my top 3 for the night. Like because out of these 3, it's number 3. And let's see which another one's after your prediction or one other one's going to be better.
Because we know that Charlotte, despite how you feel about Charlotte, delivers. She might be one of the best WrestleMania performers of all time. She She's been fantastic in every match. And
which we showed a lot of love for last episode.
Yeah, and Tiffany, you know, she's not the best. Tiffany's not a face, but against Charlotte, she's going to be a face. I think this match is going to be off the chart. I really do. I'm looking forward to this match the most. I want to see. I want to see these two women in the ring against each other. And It's tough for me to decide who's going to win because like I said, like when in doubt, you go with Charlotte. But I don't think Tiffany gains anything by losing. You know, she has more to lose than Charlotte does.
Yeah, so I see Tiffany retaining.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Tiffany to retain. Do you have any thoughts?
In a way, it's like I feel like she hasn't beat anyone.
Well, Tiffany really hasn't had much to go off of. You know,
exactly. That's why she's got it.
Yeah, so this is like her first real big title defense, of course, and I'm just interested to see how it's going to fall out because you know Charlotte, she puts on clinics all the time, and Tiffany, she shows so much. She put on excellent performances as well. Like I'm not sure if you remember her feud with Becky Lynch in NXT over the women's side.
I remember her.
Those matches
I remember her. She didn't even win. My favorite Tiffany match. It's not going to be it might be her in that ladder match in NXT.
Yeah,
I'll forever be like, who? This kid just started.
Yeah, because that was she was day one-ish for me. You know, so I was like, I was like, my God, this woman's a star. And then after that, she took off. But her first WrestleMania, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go with Tiffany to retain. And do you have any thoughts on everything that's been going on surrounding this?
I think it's a beautiful magic to help build up some buzz for the match.
Yeah, because
push comes to shove, I don't think people really cared about the match, and I think the little bit of drama has been what we needed to make this match matter.
All right, and another thing, staying in the lane of the women's division, I haven't given this a lot of light because Bianca got transitioned into the women's championship match, but this Jade Cargill Naomi
looking forward more to this than the women's championship match.
But
Naomi's new look.
Fantastic. For like the Twitter beef and Instagram beef is worth it enough because I'm not sure if you've seen. I sent you one today, but this has been ongoing since the heel turn, and it's been fantastic.
This is like, you know, for what it is, a non-title early blood feud 1-on-1 match. This is Jade's biggest WWE match. It's a single. It's her biggest singles match by far.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know if she's had 5 televised singles matches yet.
I'm sure she has, but this is the one that's the most meaningful, if anything, because everything else was with Bianca by her side. But this is like her first actual singles feud. And the one thing I did love about this, like for example, like WWE, they had like this Tubi deal with Evolve, but that little Tubi-esque performance by Bianca and Naomi when Naomi revealed that she actually did it was perfect. It was great. It was great. It was for you could tell it was for the culture. Like I mean, Bianca talking about something, you gaslighting me and stuff like that. And Naomi, of course, she had great points. And you know who Naomi's father-in-law is and what bloodline she's in now because she did it for Bianca. Like her father-in-law did it for The Rock. She did it for somebody else. But this entire thing, it's been great. Jade Cargill coming in wrecking shit has been fantastic. Naomi cut that excellent promo on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. So I'm looking forward to this. And I think Naomi has to win here.
Jade wins.
Yeah, I'll be split with this. I think Naomi wins here.
I think they both put on one of their best matches ever because I think both of them, they both have something to prove.
Because I talked about this last time we were here about, I think the Evolution main event will be Bianca and Jade, but also I think down the road that we're actually going to get a triple threat between the three. And if it's for the title, I can't see Naomi winning that too. But Naomi's been fantastic.
Well, what I'm reading on here, hold on one second. I think, there's been less than 5. I think this is either going to be her 4th or 5th singles match. And I think she's lost 2 out of the 3. She may have had 4. I think she's only had 3. And it looks like she's lost a few of singles triple threat match. But everything has been tags multi-woman tag, 6-woman, 8-woman tag matches.
Okay, so we're split on that. We're split on that one as well. And a couple of quick hits, I guess we could say. The U.S. titles on the line. We got LA Knight defending against Jacob Fatu. Any thoughts, or just going to give me straight your winner?
This could steal the show.
Really, you think so?
Hell yeah, Jacob Fatu can fucking go. In Vegas, the crowd's gonna go nuts for him. I hope both of them come A game. I was more excited. This second run for LA was already bigger than his first run. It's really unfortunate. This is going to be, I believe, his second time defending it since winning it. And I think it's third because I think, he had the DQ over Jacob, then had the match with Braun. I think that may have ended DQ as well. But I don't see how Jacob, unless the family screws him, I don't see how he doesn't win this. And I can see this match being really good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jacob Fatu as well. One of the more entertaining matches that's also going to be on the card, Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano. Chad Gable's fucking awesome. Love him. I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio.
He's not in this.
Huh?
He's not in this.
I'm sorry. Wrong person. I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio to unmask El Grande Americano, and I can't wait to see who it actually is.
I really hope it's not Omos.
And a match that I don't think needs to be on this card because I think the Street Profits getting the
I also
stick.
don't see Ray winning, but we'll see what happens. I see the storyline continuing.
Okay. Well, and like I said, a match that I don't think needs to be on here because I think the Street Profits and the SmackDown tags are getting the short end of the stick. We got the War Raiders. Well, yeah, the War Raiders defending the tag team gold against the New Day. I think New Day regains tag team gold for the first time in a few years.
Agree. I do think both tag titles should be on each show. However, the fucked up thing about this, there is a stacked tag teams roster on SmackDown. Unless they were going to do all the teams at once and it be a short thing, there really is no one-on-one feud where War Raiders and New Day do have some type of feud. And New Day, ever since having one of the greatest heel turns, they haven't been doing a damn thing with them. I see New Day going over and get some heat back, get more of their heat back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with New Day as well. So that ends night one. Randy Orton, we're not sure what his status is. Nick Aldis is supposed to address him on SmackDown tomorrow night.
Let's fantasy book real quick.
I have no idea.
There's rumors galore. If you could give your top two of what you hope.
Top two that I don't really have anything I will hope. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be either Solo or Aleister Black.
So Aleister Black, I could see Solo, but I would want a surprise.
Yeah, Aleister Black would be the surprise.
I don't want Rusev. But what I do really want is one of the greatest NWA world champions of all time, who's about 7 years younger than Randy Orton, to lace some boots up. Great friend of the show. Two-time NWA world champion, Nick Aldis. Him versus Orton? Come on. Mickey James on a pole match?
I'm not mad about that, but I don't think the match is going to happen.
I'm
not mad about that. I don't hate that idea. I do love it. I just think it's
buzz on social media. Social media erupted for that. They want it. Yeah, they want it.
Yeah, because even I'm not sure if you remember, 4 or 5 years ago, Adam Pearce was supposed to challenge Roman Reigns for the
Universal Championship
title. It never happened
at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it never happened, but they were hyping him up as a former NWA World Champion. And if they had started this a couple weeks ago when Owens got hurt,
Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off, but the funny thing people always skip over, Cody beat Nick for the NWA title at All In. That's how he won that. Nick Aldis would come out. I beat Cody for the NWA World Championship because he beat him back for it.
Yeah. Now, see, the thing I
beat the WWE champion. That's a lot.
So the thing that makes me not think it's Nick Aldis is because they would have leaned into that a lot more. in the last week
they
or so.
sprinkled it enough foreplay.
Yeah,
Enough foreplay to
because
get me
I don't
aroused.
think they're not. I don't know. They're not gonna be able to hype up in 2 days that all this is like this in-ring performer, a former world champion. They're not going to do that. If they started doing that right when Owens got hurt, I would 100% agree with you. But yeah, shout out to Kevin Owens, by the way.
He's getting.
Shout out to Kevin
Man,
Owens. Get better,
I'm telling
man.
you what. We are wrestling fans. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, we're going to be talking very highly about that man and everything he's given us.
He is the unsung hero
of a lot.
Of the last 10 years, I'd say.
Of a lot. I was looking at some wrestling t-shirts earlier, and I saw, famously my CM Punk, Paul Heyman. I'm a Paul Heyman guy t-shirt. My first adult t-shirt of resurrecting my fandom. And I famously think of that NXT Kevin Owens shirt. I don't think it was the second shirt I got, but it was within that first handful. And I remember that was one where it was like, okay, cool. I could go out and you could see a fair weather fan, or you could see a Laps fan. It'd be like, Paul Heyman? I remember that guy. But I remember being in a brewery with a KO shirt and people would be like, what's that? And I'm like, and it was cool because it had the NXT tag and then it's AW. Would be like, oh, this is blah, blah, blah. And explain it. But the man. And
then they had the NXT on the barbed wire on the duct tape, the barbed wire, whatever was in the back too. That's his best shirt still to this day.
Shirt. I like the blue homage when they did to that over the past year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hold that's up there. But that man has had a litany of good shirts.
I know they're not. He's had a couple bad ones.
Do you still got your KO Mania OG shirt?
Oh, that's long gone.
Black and red.
That's long gone.
I was just looking at the picture of me, you, with Teen in that one. KO Mania 2. All the KO Mania.
All the KO Mania shirts are great. Yeah,
they're great. His lackluster U.S. title reign I wore last year for the Rumble. I had that shirt. That a lot of good shirts. And then also he was just talking on Chris Van Vliet's show about all his parody shirts that were so good. The one I think is available right now. The Canadian Dream, son of a something technician.
Technician. So good. Speaking of Canadian, we going. I gotta get Triple H out here. Watch Chelsea Green out on this card. Chelsea Green's out on this card. We going.
The greatest United States women's champion of all time.
We not even. That's all I'm gonna say about that because that's highway robbery.
I hope she defends her title tomorrow. That's huge request. And it's crazy. Obviously, Matt Madness running on 9 years. We've been recording and releasing on Wednesdays for a long time. However, this is a Thursday. WrestleMania SmackDown tomorrow. I'm praying we get a Chelsea title defense tomorrow.
All right. So now I go to night 2, WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes defending against John Cena.
Starting from the top again. There you go.
Thoughts? And
I'm excited, man. This is good shit.
Good shit.
It's good shit. It's good shit. It's exciting. I really don't know who's gonna win. I want Cody to win because if he retains, you give it to what? Wednesday? Boop. He breaks Cena's longest reign. That reason alone, Big Match John, a.k.a. Terry Johnson, because he's part Hogan and he's part Rock, he is going to politic and he's not going to have Cody break his longest reign or his first reign. So Cena's going to end up winning. But I can see it going either way. And this is the match, I think. This is the match I assume you're the most excited for of night 2.
On night 2, let me double check real quick. Night 2, no, it's not. It's not.
Triple threat women's match.
I'm tied for that with my other match. The other match I'm looking forward to is the IC title match.
That's the match of the weekend. That is the match of the weekend. It's not one I'm the most excited for, but it's the match of the weekend.
That's the match. The women's match, women's title match, and that 4-way for the IC title.
Just like I was saying about Kevin Owens with that U.S. title reign, it's one of those matches I'm almost scared I'm too excited. It should be too good. And I'm almost nervous. I'm like, can they live up to all that hype? But yeah, it's gonna be good shit.
Yeah, so we got Cody in the ring with all the belts on Smack. I believe it was SmackDown the other night.
Most of them.
Most of the belts. And he cut the promo, and he's kind of been carrying this thing a lot by himself. Cena had those few promos, those 2 or 3 promos. But other than that, there's not been much here. But now, mind you, we're recording on a Thursday night. We can get a surprise Instagram post saying The Rock's going to be on SmackDown because we already know Cena's going to be there. But we've got absolutely nothing about like The Rock and kind of why, and we haven't got The Rock with Cena in the ring together, so we
haven't heard nothing from this Travis character.
Yeah, we haven't heard nothing from this Travis character. Yet. I know he was on First Take with me and Pash today, but like we
I will tell you what, irrelevant, not a fragment release. That his next low top, white and blue, kind of looks like the Lance Mountain Jordan 1 highs. Is probably my second favorite of all his shoes, and I may need that.
Really?
Yeah. Look it up if you haven't seen it, but it's nice.
I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I'm honestly wouldn't be shocked if Cody wins.
You'll be shocked if he wins?
I said I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay.
If Cody wins. Because I don't know where we're going here. I just don't. There's not much of a direction or whatever. We haven't even been given much to go off of to even be given a direction. We've been lost as fans, I think. So I'm gonna go with I'm just gonna go with Cody retain.
Yeah, makes the most sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody. I'm gonna go with Cody to retain. And next we have the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky defending against Bianca and Rhea. This is interesting to me because I think Bianca's going to win, but the way they position Io here as the afterthought,
really the dark horse,
as the afterthought, makes me think that she might actually win.
Because you could continue the Bianca Rhea feud without the title, which would be smart. I don't think they'll do that, but it would be smart. We could go to Backlash. They could have a match, and Io could be defending against somebody else.
Yeah, because
I don't want to see Io walk into Mania 2 years in a row as a champion and lose 2 years in a row. So I'm going with Io for my prediction.
Yeah, because like they keep even commentary, they keep talking about it. They keep saying, like, and even Bianca and Rhea, they keep just kind of like pushing, like brushing Io to the side, like she's the afterthought. A way for her to actually be able to sneak in and win this match. And like I said, I do think Bianca's going to win, but I honestly would not be shocked if Io actually ends up retaining because of that, because those two are so, because Bianca and Rhea, they are so into each other, and Io just ends up stealing this one.
And that's why, exactly like I said, Io could steal it, and we could continue Rhea versus Bianca without the belt, which they weren't going to do that for Mania. It wouldn't make sense. You need the biggest stars around the title.
Yeah. So next up, we have the IC title on the line. The match I'm looking forward to the most, along with the Women's Championship match, Braun Breaker defending against Penta, and Finn Balor.
Go first.
I need Dom to win. I'm sorry. I need Dom to win because I need Dom to win. I hate it to be at the expense of Braun Breaker.
I might buy a lottery ticket tomorrow just so I can buy that IC belt.
Braun Breaker is awesome. Well, you're going to need a lottery ticket for what the things damn cost, not thanks to these damn chairs. But Braun Breaker is awesome, and I don't want this to end at. I don't want this title run to end at the expense of a Judgment Day storyline. But like,
don't rule out Penta. We don't think
this is all about Judgment. This is all about Judgment Day. This is all about Judgment Day.
But look, Balor could try to screw Dom, and then Penta come in, steal it, wins the belt. Judgment Day implodes.
That's what it's all about. Judgment Day imploding. But I think it's about Dom because
I want Dom. I just want a Mexican to win. That's all I care about.
Because like I said,
it sucks. I'd like Balor to win in a way. Like we always famously talk about that. It's crazy. 7 years ago to think about it. It was 7 years ago. He won in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. He had one singles title since. Never mind.
No, Seth
He
won.
went to NXT. What's that?
Seth won that match.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Who went in with the belt?
Miz.
That's how irrelevant Finn is. Guy might as well just go back to New Japan.
Yeah, Seth won.
Yeah, I hope Dom wins. I think the world of Dom. I love Dom. I want this match to deliver. I want it to exceed all expectations. Expectations are high. Braun just doesn't need to take the fall. I want a really good match with an exciting title change. I'm cool with anyone winning.
Yeah, so somebody is going to win. But so
I got you. I know good for any title.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. So I think Dom's going to win because this is all about. This entire thing has been about the Judgment Day, Finn and Dom and Braun in the IC title. Liv is saying like, Dom, no, you need to put yourself in these situations. Why are you letting Finn take these situations? We need a new member of the Judgment Day. Why are you letting Finn make the decisions? So this is and then like that classic shot of Dom holding the IC title like his dad Eddie. Perfect.
My brother was a Steiner Mark. He's been every week since December has been sending me the viral videos of Spears from
that Carlito one was awesome.
The Carlito one was amazing. So when he sent me the Carlito one, I was like, I replied right away. I was like, I need his Intercontinental belt for the kayaks this summer. He replied, he's like, that belt's coming on the boat. So he popped for it.
Speaking of Braun, I forgot that the new belt, he didn't debut it. Jay did, so it's not on his new Elite coming out. But
yeah. Well, that's the other thing I love about the blue one. I associate that with Jay for life, despite the short run.
Yeah, but I think Dom's going to win here, and he's going to pin Finn, similar to Eddie pinning China. He's going to pin.
Yeah. That would be less sexual, but I'm in.
So Are we in agreement with Dom?
Dom would be ideal. Yes. And then at that moment, I guess that gets a heel reaction. I'll pop at the house, but I guess how does a stadium react in Vegas? I don't know.
All right. Then we have a Sin City street fight. We got Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre. And I like Damian
former world
Priest.
Champions from last year's Mania.
Yeah, I do like Damian Priest. Do I think his title run was the best? No. But
was it better than Gunther's?
Both of them are flat. I'll say yes.
They were almost as flat as McIntyre's run.
I'll say yeah. I'll say it was better than Gunther's because he had a little more to work with. So I'll give Priest that.
So Priest outdid two other former world champions. There you go.
So I'll give Priest that, but I know I don't. If the reports are true about Drew McIntyre being upset about his role at WrestleMania, I would not blame him because. He's been the MVP of WWE in the last.
Looks like he just got an Under Armour check. I think he's all right.
Yeah, he has been the MVP.
Yeah.
Keeping a feud alive with an injured guy for
I'm gonna assume
half
he takes the win.
Is fantastic. Yeah, he has to win here. Drew's going to win this match.
Unfortunately, I think he's going to win, and then I think a month later he takes a belt off of Samoan. Never mind, he's on SmackDown.
Well, they don't care.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. They honestly don't care. Bianca's a SmackDown person. She's challenging for the Raw title, so they don't really care at this point. But I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre as well because he deserves to be in the main event spot. He just does because I believe these guys faced at Bash at Berlin too when Priest
there was a Rumble involved in that, by the way.
Yeah, this is basically about getting your look back. Priest eliminated him from the Rumble and from Chamber, and this is about last year WrestleMania still in his moment. But I do believe they did have a rematch at I believe it was Bash in Berlin for the world title. So this kind of revisited, but the storyline is actually there. So I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre to win that.
With Drew as well.
And then we have the women's tag titles on the line. Liv and Raquel defending against Bailey and Lyra.
See Judgment Day retaining, and I need Bailey to go get that IC strap for herself.
I got Judgment Day retaining. I think Bailey's going to turn heel. on Lyra.
Which I'm in.
One of Leah's favorite wrestlers.
Just like her uncle.
I mean Lyra, by the way.
Oh, whack. She did show her ass off in that tag gauntlet match. She almost made a fan out of me, but I don't know. She don't do shit for me.
I will tell you this. When Bianca lost the tag titles, Leah had real tears in her eyes. She lost her shit. She was not happy.
I believe it.
She's like, what happened? Did she lose? They said she starts bawling. All right. And the final match of the weekend, as of now, AJ Styles, Logan Paul. I'm going with Logan Paul.
I think Logan as well. Unfortunate if this is AJ's at probably last or second to last Mania, but
all right. So that is the card for
well,
WrestleMania.
look, since you started night 1 and night 2, you started from the main event. We got to go to WrestleMania weekend, one of the biggest matches of all time. This is biggest prediction. Who wins the tray?
Who wins what?
SmackDown. Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh, the Dre. Don't even know who's in it. Let me throw a wild one out there. Randy Orton.
Wow. That was fucking nuts and disrespectful.
Hey, I'm watching, but behind me, I got 39 on, and Lashley won because Bray was sick.
Yeah, but they're unfortunately Lashley and Orton aren't the same person.
Yeah, so I got nobody.
Lashley's a Jacksonville Tag Champion right now.
So let me put it this way. All right, I'll throw somebody. Nakamura.
Oh,
if he's
even
there.
Worse. Fantasy booking. I'd like to see Tom Matonga win it. I heard Solo Sikoa as a big prediction. Somebody as a surprise would be Oba Femi. There was another name not on the show that you would almost hope, because who didn't Prep win last year?
Who won last year? I don't remember who
Prep.
won last year.
Bronson Reed.
I don't remember. I honestly couldn't tell you.
I'm pretty sure he's won 1 year, and I think it has to be last year because I don't think he was even in the company the year prior. So that was supposed to be like his beginning of his push, and unfortunately he had that injury. There was another name I heard that they said was a good take, but I'm going to assume either Solo. I'd like to see Tom win it. I feel like there's somebody I'm slipping. But yeah. Or no, Big Jim. Give it to Big Jim. Jay won it like 4 years ago. Give it to Big Jim.
He did. There you go. That's something for you because he's not on the card. He's not on the card either. And we got NXT. We got NXT also. The crack of dawn for them in the West Coast. On the West Coast, I'm looking forward to that as well. A lot of multi-person matches for my taste, but definitely looking forward to it. That Fatal 4-Way is going to be nuts for the women's title. It's going to be nuts. And I'm looking forward to Trick, Javon, and Obafemi as well. I think Obafemi wins, but Javon Evans is going to steal the show in that match. I have no doubt. But I'm looking forward to that too. And I did not watch Mercedes versus Athena. I did not watch. I meant to, but I lost track of time today.
I didn't even realize that was Mercedes. I thought that was Sasha Banks.
Well, she has been. The performances haven't been the problem. It's been the character work, the character stuff.
Just this match. This is her best non-WWE match by far.
Because we didn't get to do it.
I'll also say Athena gets, I don't want to say all the credit, but she gets at least 50% of it because it was funny as hell because Raul was popping into my house while the match was on. And he's like, why'd they call her that? Isn't that Sasha Banks? I was like, well, he's like, damn, she greedy as hell, 4 belts. Then this girl comes out. He's like, wait a minute. I thought this was AEW. I was like, it is. This girl's got 2 belts, and she doesn't even. I was like, yeah, this is weird. There's 2 girls facing each other, 6 belts, none of them were on the line.
Because I was like, wait, this is for the Owen Hart. I was shocked because I was like, okay, well, Owen Hart, you do get a belt, but then Athena has 2 belts herself, so it's like, well, Sasha
and then also
Athena's
now
belts,
with the Owen, you become number 1 contender for the women's title.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and they've been teasing the feud with Tony Storm, which is a match they definitely have to get to. Tony, you can't fuck. He can, but you can't fuck this up. This is impossible. To fuck.
I mean, I don't know what they do with fucking 5 belts on the line.
Yeah, but that was very. Oh, another thing I've been wanting to talk about. I've been forgetting to bring up. Harley Cameron is amazing.
Yeah, she is. But you know who else is amazing?
Oh.
And she is rumored to be heading to New York. Mariah May.
Come home.
I hope she's never been here, but yeah, she can come over here. Grab it all. Balls.
Come to Orlando, because has she been on AEW TV since that match?
Supposedly before the match, I fucked the dirt sheets, but apparently she claimed, she's like, I'm not re-signing a contract.
Okay, well, keep her home then, and keep
that's
her home.
that's TK number 1. If you say you're not re-signing, you don't see him again.
Yeah,
which I'll never get. Like, just like Vince used to do. If you're not going to re-sign, bury these motherfuckers. Send them out there every week and lose.
I'd rather her. Well, granted,
as a fan, sure you don't want that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But like, just leave it what it is. If she's not going to resign, and she got a few months left, just leave it alone. You know.
No. She just lost a match in the best feud the company put out for 365 days, and she just loses and disappears. Fuck that.
I'll put that. That might have been the best story they told ever.
But let her come back. Like, come back, say, yo, I want my rematch, and lose again. Yo, you got 48 days with her. You got 100 days with her. Fucking go have her job out a couple more times. Make Tony stronger. It
was the Hollywood ending.
Man. It's over. But what about the end credits?
The post-credit scene?
Whatever they call that. They call it the scenes where MJF's negotiating to get it in the Hurt Syndicate.
The post-credit scene. But yeah, like, that was probably the best feud AEW ever did. I honestly think it was.
Well, yeah. Dave. They made some stars out of them.
But Mariah May, come on. I wish I had the Scottie Pippen gift. Come on over here. But I don't. Anything else you got for me?
That's it, man. That is it.
All right, guys. Y'all, hope everybody enjoys WrestleMania weekend. Hope everybody be safe, stay out of trouble. Everybody in Las Vegas, gamble responsibly. Gamble responsibly. So that's it for the show, guys. For X2 Flyer, Eric Trembicki, I'm Alo Aaron Lloyd. We will see you guys soon.
Got him now, put him down right now, hit him with the palm handle. Tuning up the band, y'all don't understand. Fist of Superman, it's a SummerSlam. Here we go again. Fans marking man, I hate my balls. Shut the Vince McMahon, it ain't safe to land off the cell. Fans love it, ain't hard to tell. Talking madness, awesome. Well, what I'm cooking, man, y'all off the smell.